Hey everybody, welcome to Module 1. Emil here. I'm going to give you a quick overview of what you can expect in this module. This is the first module full of content. Now that you've completed the orientation module, you can get yourself started with this concept of digital literacies, which is what we'll kick things off with. Actually, the first thing we're going to do is just do a quick little pre-assessment in this module where you're going to take some time and kind of check yourself to see what you know and maybe find out what you don't know about digital literacy. It'll also kind of give me a good idea about where you stand when it comes to your understanding of a lot of these concepts. Then we'll go into a little learning mode where you're going to check out a quick lecture on what digital literacy is. I'll explain to you the course's definition of what digital literacy is. And that'll come in handy because your first assignment, and really your only assignment for this module, is going to be for you to write a 150 to 500 word paper on exactly what our meaning of digital literacy means to you in relation to another definition of digital literacy that you're going to scour the web and find. So you're going to do a little comparative analysis, if you will, of an alternative definition of what digital literacies as a term itself means. Now we'll also take some time throughout this first module here in learning a little bit about the basics of computing. Things like, what is a bit, what is a byte, what are the different types of processors out there, and why should it matter to you? And so this is not a computer science class you're enrolled in, but in order for you to be digitally literate, you have to have some basic understanding of some of this terminology and the basics of how these systems work. So you're going to learn all about these systems and the language that's used in the computing world. You'll take a number of quizzes. As a matter of fact, in this module, you take more quizzes than in any other module throughout the course. So just remember that you can take quizzes twice in this course. If you take it the first time, you don't do as well as you'd hope, you can take it a second time. But after the first attempt, you're not going to find out what the answers are to the items that you missed. So if you want to come back and take it a second time, you won't know the answers. You'll just have to go back through the course content and find out what the answer was. Now, of course, after your second attempt, I'll reveal what the answers are to the quiz questions themselves. You're going to spend a considerable amount of time learning about things like ports and the basics of networking. We'll test your keyboarding skills and see what kind of keyboarding skills you have. A lot of folks in the professional world don't have keyboarding skills. They don't have the home row keyboarding skills. So I'll offer you a couple of resources where you can maybe develop your keyboarding skills in a private setting. We're also going to be discussing some grammar of the World Wide Web concepts, like what is a URL and what is an IP address and what are domain name servers and so forth. And again, just to reiterate, you're not trying to become an IT professional here, but in order for you to be able to navigate the world of the digital information, you have to have some understanding of what these terms and these concepts are. And also we're going to take some time learning about file types and so forth. Now, also going to engage you in a little asynchronous discussion towards the end of the course, end of the module itself, where we're going to ask you to give us your opinion about whether or not school-age children are digitally literate, according to the definition of our course here. And if so, why? And if not, why not? So we'll engage in a nice little discussion. Now, I want to remind you that you can join us on Fridays at 4 o'clock for a virtual office hour. I'll send out a message as well just to kind of talk you through the process of how to join a virtual office hour session. And again, that starts at 4 o'clock on Friday, but if nobody comes in by 4:15, adios, as a counter. And I hope you have a good time with this first module. As always, feel free to send me any messages you'd like to. Just use that inbox link to send a conversation message to me. I'd be happy to help you out. All right, have fun with this first module of digital literacies.